Ahmedabad addressed significant issues concerning the tax treatment of a trust set up by Srimati Pasibhen Prajapati through her will. Trust creation. The trust was established by Srimati Pasibhen Prajapati's will dated 21st July 2006 and came into effect upon her death on October 2, 2006. It was meant to benefit her two sons, their families and dependents. Revenue contention. The revenue authorities argued that the trust was a private discretionary trust with intermediate beneficiary share. Consequently, they contended that the income should be taxed at the maximum marginal rate under Section 164, subsection 1, and that deduction under Chapter 6A should not be allowed. SSC's argument. The SSC argued that since this was the only trust declared by Srimati Pasibhen and was meant for her family, it should be taxed at individual slab rate under Section 164, subsection 1, and shall be eligible for deduction under 80C of Chapter 6A. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal observation and rulings. Trust classification. The ITAT observed that the will was poorly drafted, leading to ambiguity about the specific share of the beneficiaries. This lack of clarity meant the trust had discretion over income and corpus distribution. This lack of clarity meant the trustees had discretion over income and corpus distribution, leading to classification under Section 164, subsection 1, and taxation at the maximum marginal rate. Eligibility for deductions. Despite the trust being taxed at maximum marginal rate, the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal ruled that the trust was still eligible for deduction under Section 80C and 80TTA based on precedents from Bombay High Court and Gujarat High Court. The tedious credit. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal directed the assessing officer to re-evaluate and grant tedious credit as per Form 26 years. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal partly allowed the appeal, stating the trust should be taxed at the maximum marginal rate due to indeterminate share of beneficiaries. Deduction under 80C and 80TTA were to be allowed. Tedious credit should be verified and granted. Section 164, subsection 1, application. Applied due to indeterminate nature of beneficiary share. Maximum marginal rate taxed at this rate but allowed deduction under 80C, 80TTA. Tedious credit to be reviewed and granted. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal ruling provided clarity on how trusts with indeterminate beneficiary share are to be taxed and affirmed the eligibility of certain deduction even under these circumstances. Provision related to taxation of trusts and association of person or body of individuals under Income Tax Act. Let's break down the section and provisions you have quoted. Taxation of trust and association of person or bodies of individual. Taxation of trust. Under the provision relating to trust, there are several conditions under which the income of a trust is treated as income of association of person or body of individual. General provision. If none of the beneficiary of the trust has any other income chargeable to tax exceeding the basic exemption limit applicable for association of person, or if the beneficiary is not under any other trust, the income may be charged as if it were the income of the association of person. Trust declared by will. Income received under a trust declared by will. जो इनकम एक ट्रस्ट से आया है, जो रिसीव हुआ है ट्रस्ट के अंतर्गत, जो विल से डिक्लेयर्ड है, ट्रस्ट डिक्लेयर्ड बाय विल. It is the only such trust declared will be taxed as if it were the income of the association of person if the relevant income is receivable under this trust. Trust created before 1 March 1970. Income from trust created before 1 March 1970 by a non-testamentary instrument. Interviewers or testamentary माने के interviewers means between the living person. Testamentary means that instrument which affects after death of the person. Non-testamentary means वो जो effect नहीं होगा death के बाद. ठीक है. तो income from trust created before 1 March 1970 by a non-testamentary instrument may be charged as income of an association of person. If the trust were created in good faith for the benefit of the settler's relative or members of a Hindu undivided family, where these relative or members were mainly dependent on the settlers, provident funds, superannuation funds, etc. Income receivable on behalf of various employee benefit fund, provident, superannuation, etc. created by a person carrying on a business or profession exclusively for the benefits of the employees is taxed as if it were the income of an association or person. इनकम जो रिसीवेबल है, मिलना है बहुत सारे एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट फंड्स के बिहाफ में, जैसे प्रोविडेंट फंड हो गया, सुपर एन्वेशन हो गया, जो एक इंसान ने बनाया जो बिजनेस और प्रोफेशन कर रहा है एक्सक्लूसिवली एम्प्लॉय के बेनिफिट के लिए, वो टैक्स किया जाएगा जैसे कि इनकम एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन का इनकम है. इफ द इनकम ऑफ सच फंड्स इंक्लूड्स बिजनेस प्रॉफिट्स और गेन्स, it is taxed as income of an association or person if as only if the trust is exclusively for the benefit of a relative dependent on the settler. Taxation of association of person and body of individual. Indeterminate share. If the share of a member in the income of an association of person or body of individuals are indeterminate or unknown, the total income of the association of person or body of individual is taxed at the maximum marginal rate. अगर शेयर जो है ना मेंबर्स का, एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन में जो मेंबर्स का शेयर है या बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स का शेयर्स है, वो डिटर्मिनेट नहीं है, वो निर्धारित नहीं है, या पता नहीं है शेयर्स कितना है, तो टोटल इनकम है एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन या बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल का, उसको मैक्सिमम मार्जिनल रेट पे टैक्स किया जाएगा. हायर टैक्स रेट ऑन मेंबर्स. If any member's total income excluding their share from association of person or body of individual exceeds the basic exemption limit and is chargeable to a higher rate, the association of person or body of individual total income will be taxed at that higher rate. अगर मेंबर्स का पूरा इनकम उसका शेयर को हटा के, बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल का या एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन का शेयर को हटा के बेसिक एग्जेम्पशन लिमिट को क्रॉस कर जाता है, तो उसको हायर रेट पे चार्ज किया जाएगा. हाँ, बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल या एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन का टोटल इनकम उस हायर रेट पे ही चार्ज करेंगे. फिर members total income. If a member's total income excluding the share from the association of person or body of individual exceeds the basic exemption limit is subject to higher tax rate, then the total income of association of person or body of individual will be taxed at the maximum marginal rate. तो ये कुछ वीडियो हुआ एक केस स्टडी के ऊपर, पासिबेन वाले केस स्टडी पे. थैंक यू.